Ayy.
Yeah.
Ayy.
Yeah, tell him, bro.
Yeah. I'm staring in the mirror at the only one I trust. Been down on my luck, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. I'm looking in the mirror at the only one I with. I've been held me down, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. It's anything but
diamond in the rough, yeah, we had it tough, yeah, we had the pressure and the pressure done its stuff. Oh, I'm not flexing when I'm brushing off the dust, no. All this pain and the tears made my shoulders rust. In this life, gotta do what you must, build your value up, gotta earn trust, avoid fuss. Maybe you don't know the facts, you don't know enough. You can judge me all you want, cause every day I send love. Every day I do me, makes me wanna see you, makes me wanna see more, makes me wanna see through. Maybe we become one, maybe this is the thing. There's an energy and flavor to the things that you bring to the table, any way you're able. Real work turns into gold when you're stable. Now life feels sweet like syrup, like maple. Wouldn't change a thing about my past to stay grateful.
I'm staring in the mirror at the only one I trust. Been down on my luck, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. I'm looking in the mirror at the only one I with. I've been held me down, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. It's anything but luck now. I'm busy doing me, I'm out their range, I'm out of reach now. Almost let it drown, but they found me off the freestyle. Product of that ground, you seeing her eye me down. She wanna vibe, trying to see if she can slide. It's in the green now, it's snakes from my past. They look at me where I'm at, thinking they can hit my line, and I'ma help them on their feet now. I had a few I looked up to, they showing different shades. They might have blocked a couple rays, but now they watching my beam down. I struggle to open doors to places that come to life if I step inside. I learned to cut the keys down. Got it locked, this demon stirring the pot with pretty faces and plots that try to knock me off my feet now. No new friends, I had so many hit my line for the freebie, but if you see me out, you gotta pay the fee now. All these things you never cared to see me for is what I let the world see now. I'm staring in the mirror at the only one I trust. Been down on my luck, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. I'm looking in the mirror at the only one I with. I've been held me down, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. It's anything but luck now.
Down at those who left me, promise I'm not being petty. I'm the one they envy, Brody moving state to state, make $1 million out to send me. Plus I grinded from the start. I was stacking pennies, I might dip like Machiavelli. After the confetti, who ready? We ready? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? Who? we ready? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl T from Eventures of Spirits, and thank you for joining in this evening for the night of Monday Eventures. And I can tell you that today we have a special guest this evening. But before I bring him to the stage, let me see who is in the room. All right. Hey, Meet and I, welcome for joining. Thank you for joining. Hey, Bill, how are you? How's your holiday going? Thank you for joining. Hey, Rod, how are you? Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. All right. Well, thank you. So before we start the interview, just want to set a couple of housekeeping rules. So during the interview, if you would like to ask a question, please type in the word question in capital or just do a capital Q along with your question. Questions will be addressed during the interview intermittently. If there's anything that you need to state or make a statement, you can just put an S in front of it. So I understand that it is also something that you may have wanted to comment on during the interview. So thank you for joining. Now let's get into the introduction of my guest. So this evening, my guest is a known member of the whiskey community. His content and focus is on the introduction, tasting, education, and exploring all types of whiskey, bourbon, scotch, and rye from around the globe. He teaches tasting techniques and shows you how to choose the best whiskey for yourself. You can catch him interviewing various distilleries, judging various whiskey competitions, and keeping up with all current events and new whiskey releases. He is known on his page as an insurance agent. That threw me off a little bit. He is also a certified spirits enthusiast and the creator of the show Monday Suck and the host of the podcast The Truth is Barrel Proof, where you can find on Spotify and Apple. You can find him, follow, and subscribe to him on YouTube, IG, Facebook, TikTok, and X, formerly known as Twitter. So without further ado, I present to you Jack, and pardon me, Jack, if I pronunciate this incorrectly, but I practiced it just for today. Beguido. Yeah, okay. The Hood. I knew that was going to make me crack up. So I apologize, but hey, this is just what I had to do. But I'm going to present to him and introduce him to those who don't know him. The Hood Sommelier. Hey, Jack, welcome.
My last name always throws everybody off, so don't worry about it.
Let me tell you, I practiced saying that over and over and over again because I listened to you say it and I said, okay, I'm going to spell it the way it sounds, and I still messed it up.
It's all right. It's all right.
Well, thank you for coming, Jack. Thank you for joining me this evening.
How
are you doing today over this holiday?
You know what? It was a calm weekend, a little bit of work, a little bit of whiskey. So, you know, I don't get those weekends a lot. So when I get those weekends when I don't have any deadline, I don't have anything, specific to do, just a lot of graduations. So
okay.
That's mainly all I've done all weekend. So it's good to sit here, have a conversation, have a nice pour, and just enjoy a nice conversation around at least a little bit of what I do.
Well, let's start off with that. What are you sipping on right now?
Right now I'm sipping on, I'm pretty sure it's Glencoe Glencastle. So it's a new it's out of the Ben Riach distillery, but they're also part of Brown-Forman. I interviewed the brand ambassador on the channel about a couple months back. right beginning of, I think, right beginning of January. So
Okay.
a lot of fun time. Is a single malt that is making waves in the whiskey industry now. So it's always good when I relax and when I'm having conversation. For me, Scotch is the best
Ah,
spirit for conversation. So I
okay.
always pour myself a nice single malt when I want to chat. So
Okay. All right. And and I should know this. What's your favorite single malt today?
my favorite single malt. Oh, that's a hard one.
Is it?
That is a hard one.
Because I
Trust
know
me.
you just discovered a Japanese single malt recently.
Yes, Japanese single malt. Yes, but I wouldn't say that would be my go-to as far as what favorites are, because honestly, I like my single malt. I'm a peat head, like they say in the Scotch, you know,
Okay.
industry. So if I really want to enjoy something, it has to be heavily peated and cast strength. So that's what I go for. So if gun to my head, if I had to answer, it would probably be Optimum,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it's from Bruichladdich. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get into these questions. And as always, my first question is always, who is the Hood Sommelier? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
The Hood Sommelier, properly known as Jack Toy Bigadoo. I'm an immigrant from Africa.
Mhm.
Last 2 weeks ago was my 20th year in America. I came here as a 20-year-old kid trying to go to college, and through the struggles of the typical immigrant story, I got a degree. I found a career that I like because I actually found a good mentor that guided me on the way. One of the things I knew in my life is I love helping people, and I was one of those kids that had talked too much on their report card. So
Okay.
I talk too much, and I love helping people. So one of the greatest thing that I found, because of a tragedy that happened in the fifth year that I was in town, we lost a brother of ours that came in town, and I started hearing about insurance, and it got me to actually explore it. And one of the things I wanted is the ability to help other people that come in this country learn more, and so they can do better and protect themselves better. And because I was fortunate enough to speak multiple languages, it helped build my career. And there, I really didn't get really serious about whiskey till I started networking. Really, yeah, and networking um, pushed me into start golfing. I realized I'm a terrible golfer, but one of the things I knew happened on a golf course was the ability to bring good spirits, and I
Mhm.
became the spirits guy. And more
Okay.
people started approaching me and say, "Hey, we want you on our team, not because you're good, because last what you brought last time, I went and looked at it and really liked it." And it got me to become a little more curious, buying more bottles, getting more involved into YouTube in it, like what everybody does, to learn more about it. And obviously, the same way I stood out in insurance by being one of those French speaking immigrant that was doing great in the Midwest. Um, I was one of the few. I realized the same thing in on YouTube. There
Mhm.
wasn't anybody that either looked like me or sounded like me. And he felt very odd because I
Right.
really wanted to hear from somebody else that looked like me
Right.
to teach me about things I wanted to learn before I go by. And, I found a problem. I just wanted to solve it. That was really all that started this. And it got worse when the pandemic came around. I just was home. I think my friends were really tired of hearing me telling them about all these different whiskeys that I had in my house and wanted to serve them. And one of my friends said, seem like you got insurance in your sleep. You should do this. You should
Okay.
really do this because, you know, um, as good immigrant, we have multiple odd jobs. I was a DJ for a while. I
Oh, wow.
MC wedding. I'm an ordained minister. I did again, I talk too much and I like helping people. So anything that involved talking, and one of the things people always invited me to is they wanted me to MC their wedding because a lot of immigrant were marrying American women, and there was not one person that could speak both languages. and
Right.
navigate those two. So, it was my weekend gig, but then it turned into telling more people about the spirits. And when I buy one, I want to tell more people about it, and I really took it seriously. One of the things I know as a black man is, I have to work 3 or 4 times
That's
or
right.
times sometime harder than the other people. So one of the things I did not want to do is to come on Beyonce's internet and be inadequate.
You said Beyonce's internet.
Yeah. and be inadequate. So I really wanted to be adequate, and that's what pushed me to become educated. I went and got my WSCT, my Scotch certification. I took a lot of classes that had to do with other spirit, from Japanese spirit to cognac to Armagnac, understanding my certificate in tequila. Because I really said, if I'm going to be the spirit expert, I
Right.
really wanted to be well educated enough that at least I can give an overview to any new person that comes in and see, hey, you look like me. You probably can teach me this the simplest way.
Right.
And that's what I've done. I was lucky enough that when I jumped in, I don't care what anybody say, Black people support their own. And a lot of people felt at home talking to me. And, 5 years later now, I think on all my social media, I'm close to clocking 100K of followers around. So that's what I hang my hat on. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I can tell you, I saw, then like I said, it's only been about, a little less than 2 years exactly of me following you and learning from you. So I can state I have seen the growth even from your very first video all the way till now. So it's yeah, I see a lot
It's
of
like
that.
your mom showing the first time you peed in bed. That's what it
Yeah.
made me feel like, because I made all the mistakes. I made every single mistake you can think of on social media. I didn't made them all. So um, he made me better. He made me who I am today, and I do not regret any minute of it at all.
Okay. All right. So what was your first year like? Good, bad, and ugly.
Hmm. That's a
A
big
loaded
question.
question.
First year, I think one of my biggest, I will start with the good. The good was there was enough people that were willing to say, "Oh, do you know about X, Y, and Z?" Right? X,
Right.
Y, and Z. It's always, "Hey, do you know about this?" And when so I know about this, but they go, "Do you know about this one?" So it was more people that also were willing to share a little bit of the knowledge that they weren't expert, but they're always willing to share a little bit of the knowledge that they had.
Right.
The bad was intimidation. You don't know exactly what you're walking into because people's intention are not 100% pure, especially when you're in what I call people business. Whiskey business is people business,
Right.
and people's intention are not always the best. So you find yourself, somebody trying to trick you to get a bottle out of you or get a sample out of you or get something out of you specifically. They didn't care about you. They care more about the whiskey than they care
Right.
about you, right?
Right.
The bad was understanding that the whiskey, not knowing this, maybe is my skewed view of the world, but I started right a year into it, and then we jumped into a lot of the unsettled
Oh,
that
okay.
we went through. Actually, it was in May, right
Mm.
before George Floyd, right?
Okay.
So
Oh,
that
yeah.
was right at that time when I was starting online, and that was a whole thing where it's like you walk into places and you realize very quickly that the whiskey industry is very white,
Very
very,
white.
very white.
Right.
So you end up as a single minority person every room. And you
Mm-hmm.
don't know, if I always tell people, when someone is telling you something or is telling you no when you're asking for an opportunity, you never knew if it was because of what you look like and sound like, or it's just because you are not ready for that opportunity, or it's just because they didn't like you yourself as a person. It was a
Right.
very confusing time. It was rough because you hear a lot of no. Oh, can I interview you? No. Oh, let me send you an email. I would love to talk to you. Absolutely not. You
Wow.
you don't get any response. You don't. There's not like now where if I can reach out to a PR agency and call somebody and all of a sudden like, oh yeah, we'll get you in. It was a lot of no's, a lot of we don't care, who are you, and it was just rough. And one of the things people don't know is being a whiskey influencer for the first at least 3 years in, mean you are spending the money, you are
Right.
buying the bottles, you are
Mhm.
creating content, you are literally spending your money
Yep.
so somebody can pay attention to this thing that you're doing. So it
Right.
was very expensive as well. That's another thing. So it was rough. It
Yeah.
really was.
Yeah. What has been your experience in there as far as and I understand just from a minority perspective, but like someone like me, and even though this isn't my primary job, I have a job, I'm in finance, but my thing is just in this industry, I just noticed there's not that many minority women in the field. There are some minority women. I'm very aware of it, but there's also just smaller as well as just the minority group is in addition to that.
I will tell you right now. I think the whiskey industry is 100% reflection of what we live every day in a corporate domain, right?
Right,
It's a old white man. Then there is man in general, so black man, Asian man, man.
right,
Then you have white women, and
right,
then you have black women, right? That
right,
that is uh, that is literally the order.
right,
So when you fight in inequality, you're literally during those times we are saying, hey, we want more diversity in the whiskey industry. I had to stop during that sentence and go, yeah, we also want women behind us,
right,
right? So
right,
so you're asking a lot because the the whiskey industry till about four, at least maximum 5 years ago, was just a bunch of old white men that sat in rooms and talked about it.
right,
The revolution started to happen 5 years ago, and you see more brand ambassadors being women. You see more, women coming in, and then some brands are now very intentional on their way of saying, "Hey, we want actually our brand ambassador to be from a minority group. Even if you're a woman, we still want that minority in." And it's not that there's not enough women out there that are educated, right? One of the biggest lessons I had to learn is women have a better palate than men. That is 100%, you know, fact. But that's because that's how we were. That's how naturally God made us, right? There is a power in a woman being part of either a decision or palate making, or that the best blenders in the world. If we have to line them up for people to have opportunity, don't miss. They're all women.
right, right. You're
So,
right. Oh, well, that's one thing that you and I can agree on, and that's pretty much just what I see. And I've only been doing this on YouTube, I would say it's been since December of 2022. So it's been a little over about a year and a half. And there's every channel I go to, it's very seldom do I see a woman on the other end of the screen unless she's assisting somebody else.
correct.
And it's usually the wife
Mm-hmm.
or the girlfriend or the
Mm-hmm.
sister or the
Mm-hmm.
daughter of
Mm-hmm.
whatever, even down to just cocktails. I mean, let's even just take away the actual spirit industry, but just cocktails is or it's still men. But yeah. So what did your growth look like throughout the time that you've been in the industry? Was it fast? Was it slow? Was it steady to you? Was it it made sense, or was it that you felt like there were things holding your growth back just because of barriers or challenges?
Yeah, I think when it comes to any content creation, or education, whatever you bring in, I think for me, my growth, it was a confusing beginning, right? It was a really confusing beginning because I really didn't know where I stood because you're looking for opportunities. So you don't know what actually come your way. Are you creating content, right? Are you gonna keep doing this interviews that you're doing forever, right? Are you gonna have a are you gonna have a podcast? Are you gonna be a podcaster? Are you gonna be doing events in real life and educate in real life?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you just gonna post bottles every day and tell people about it? Or you mean making short series? The hardest thing in this industry is balancing. And as a person of color, you just trying to balance what comes your way.
Right.
So you can understand exactly what is it that where do you lie. I would say personally, at the beginning, no one knew who I was. So it was about creating relationship and having people doing giveaways and showing people and inviting brands to come on the channel. And I was lucky that I started immediately. I met my a counterpart at that time that wanted to do the same thing I did, and it was a pandemic, so we were at home. So that's Monday Sucks is what it was my idea to have as a
Ah,
show, and
okay.
we had Monday Sucks every Monday. All right, but the question always is the same: do other people want things as much as you do?
Right.
That's what slows things down.
Right.
Then life will be life from family to kid. I'm a dad. I have a
Mm-hmm.
17-year-old daughter. So life also is life in. And then when you flip that around, you actually have to keep, people think this makes you money.
Mm. No.
Little subscription here and there, but that's never, unless you actually have a counter, kind of sitting already in something you've done that makes you money, and this is
Right.
something you're going to involve in. I can tell you right now, the time you spend in editing videos and sending email, inviting people, and doing this, you're like, I could go to work right now and just take care of that.
Right. Right.
So my growth started just steady. Then once I started my show, boom, 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 boom,
Boom,
right?
boom, boom.
Went from when everybody knows the show. So they actually come in and they follow. Then I stopped posting for a while because what I really want is how do I monetize this thing?
Right.
So I started targeting more doing real life events because now
Mm-hmm.
we're out of the house. No, the panorama is over. We out of the house. So what do we do then, right? So you start doing dinner event. That doesn't mean that those are result in social media following, but they result in more a paycheck, results more
Correct.
a little bonus check. Now you got a little coin to say, hey, I did all this. Is now paying me something. You're doing private tasting. You're taking your knowledge from online to
Right.
real life. And I can tell you right now, one of the biggest thing I've learned is the people that are making a stupid amount of money in this industry don't have a big following. They
No,
don't.
they don't.
They
No.
don't. So for that reason, you learn quickly that you are part of this hamster wheel. Keep
Mm-hmm.
cranking out right things instead of learning about the business. So obviously, what happened is I went up, I went down, then now I'm more steady. But at
Mm-hmm.
a certain point, I'll tell you about a year ago, I went through a big change in my own life, and I realized social media following is okay, but I don't care
Right.
because really the knowledge that I have it. So I'm gonna put it outside. I want to hold I want to hold private tastings. I want to deal with people that are gonna say, yeah, we'll pay you next week. I'm
Right.
the check already cleared for me to be in Florida and do a private tasting for a bunch of financial investors that just want somebody professional to come do a real tasting.
Right.
but that doesn't mean that that's going to gain me thousands of followers, but my bank account will say different.
Right.
So
Right.
on social media now, more of a steady line, but in real life, I'm seeing more of the fruit of my labor.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask this before I go into the comments and see if there's any questions. I just wanted to ask your advice on something. So one of my reasons for starting YouTube is I'm thinking about what I'm doing after retirement. You know, my husband and I, will be retiring, I'll say within the next 10 years, the longest. And I will plan on opening a tasting bar, right? And I would hold events and stuff locally. My whole basement of my home is pretty much set up for entertainment. As you can see, my bar is
Mhm,
here.
mhm.
However, my plan for YouTube was to just get the name of my business out there. So then when I do open the tasting bar, it'll be a familiar name. And then it will just sort of be as sort of an add-on, and YouTube would be more of a marketing type thing. What are your thoughts about that? And do you have any advice on that?
Starts now. Start now.
Okay.
Two things is understand the rules of liquor in your state. Understand private tasting rules. That's one. Second will be start doing it now. People never forget people they meet. People never remember people they saw online.
Right.
All right. So start doing it now. You don't have to wait till retirement to do it. You can do it now.
Okay.
Goal obviously of this is to, because another thing is you will sharpen yourself, right? If you're used to doing something for a while, by the time, most people say no one sees the athlete training, but everybody's seeing the day of the game, how good they
Right.
are, right? And
Mhm.
that's what it is this is your opportunity. You got 10 years to train. And training means you're doing this in real life. It could be 2 people or 5 people or 10 people, but you create every single opportunity to be able to do this, right? So, which means that now you start talking to people. Maybe we create a little private tasting group where you
Right.
have an annual or a monthly membership. It could be friends. It could be people in finance that can relate to you. They know who you and your husband are,
Right.
and you make it as a theme, as a concept. But it also forces you to dig deeper into understanding what you're trying to put out there.
Right.
Challenge yourself to actually start knowing the people that are behind the brands that you are tasting for people, right? Or you
Mhm.
did not get the opportunity, like me, to actually go and say, you know what, I'm going in. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to Beam. I want to meet Fred now, right? If I'm pouring bookers every day to people and telling the story, what is a better way to hear it from the man himself?
Right.
Next time you're telling a story, you are a mini ambassador at this time, right? So if you're going to pour Fortaleza as a whiskey, it's next vacation, make it to Mexico.
Right.
Use the clout you have on YouTube to say, hey, I'm so and so from YouTube. I'm coming to visit you, but I'm not here for free shit, right?
Right.
I'm here to learn about your story because I have a group of folks that I talk to about this. I want
Mhm.
you to tell me the story straight from you. So
Mhm.
next time I can perpetuate and tell your story. Imagine knowing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people personal story when you pour in their whiskey. What that
Right.
do is that by the time we get to that 10 year and you are now have this tasting, you can take your phone and say, you know what, guys, for this special tasting we're having, I will call Freddie. No, he'll be here in this basement. Y'all get to actually see the man himself. Why? Because it took you 10 years to build those relationships.
Right.
It
Okay.
makes you authentic, it makes you different.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So,
All right. So let's see what questions we have in the comments. I see. Oh, thank you, Rod. Thank you for becoming a member. I will play all of my appreciation songs at the end of the interview. But thank you so much, Rob, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Welcome in, House of X. Jaden, welcome in. Thank you. Let's see if there's any questions here.
I think we have a few. Yeah.
Yeah. Susanna, welcome in. Cruz Bolero, welcome in. Parker's on the go. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Scott. Thank you. Okay, so we have one question so far. So House of X Entertainment says, what is your go-to drink and why?
Like I said, I said at the beginning that I think I'm a Pete head, right? So I will, if you give me something castrant, something peaty on the Scotch level, you got my attention. I will sit down and have a pour. Let's talk. I may not like you, but I'm gonna sit down and
But you'll sit down for the
conversation because that's how you want my attention. Pour me something castrant, something peaty, and we gonna talk. I'm gonna sit till at least the end. You got till the end of this drink to tell me whatever you got.
Well, Boston Leo, that's Scotch.
But I would tell you why. Why? Because I'm from West Africa, and growing up, I would always during summer I would go to the village. One of the things most people don't know, just like Scotland, on the Isla side of Scotland, peat is used as a fossil fuel. So if you grew up around West Africa, which is also clear to the coast, a lot of the vase that they make to contain water for drinking are sealed with peat fire. And for that reason, when we were growing up, the water from the village always tastes different than the water from the city. And the reason why, because you have to go to your grandma's hut or your uncle's hut to get water from the vase. And that water is cold, crispy, and tastes like it's almost earthy. And that earthiness is what you get from peat. So when I drink a peated whiskey, it takes me back to my childhood.
Gotcha.
Because it's all about memory and having a good time. So it takes me back to my childhood. And there's that thing that, give you a little smile on your face.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's see what other questions we have. Hey, Montrese, welcome in. Thank you. Meet and I says good tips. He's basically saying thank you. People are saying preach. So you're hitting it right on the nose with everybody. Right. Scott says if we are just always waiting for the perfect time to start, the perfect time will never come.
That's true.
All right. I have a question for you. How do you personally balance content that you post or when to post them?
I will say this. If you worry about number of likes versus the quality or the type of content you post, you're not going to get far. That's a personal lesson. I used to always look at it like, what? Well, I posted this and I only got 3 likes. The algorithm is there to just mess with you. That's what I tell people. But if you have consistency on the type of content you are posting, people expect that from you. So they look forward to that type of content. Mm-hmm. When to post whenever. I've sat in enough, I paid the $3.99 and the $5.99 and sat around enough social media guru to tell you post whenever. The reason why you want to post whenever is when you feel adequate for you, you post. But create a community. Mm-hmm. Create authenticity so people know what you expect. Don't confuse your audience. If you're not something or cannot do something, there's no need for you to actually, because you saw John do this and he been successful, I'm going to do it too. And I can tell you personally, I saw a lot of people take my stuff, try to do it. For some, it worked because it was a white man doing it. So it looks better on them than me. And sometimes it flopped. But me, I'm never going to do something that doesn't feel right by me. At a certain point, I was going through a time where my blood pressure was this is a drinking business.
Yeah.
My blood pressure was not doing so well. And I thought about what else did I want to talk about beside whiskey. And I've always wanted to have, a moment where we learn something new. So if you go on my IG, on my YouTube, in my shorts, you'll see Wisdom from Africa. And Wisdom from Africa started because when my uncle was drinking, he always got some crazy stuff to say to me. Right? So I thought, you know what? The best way to actually transfer what I know is I'll have Wisdom from Africa, and I'll post that every Wednesday. Instead of Whiskey Wednesday, I'll come in and I say Wisdom from Africa. Like I'm talking about like very off the wall things, but there is some sort of wisdom in it, right?
Right.
So and people started picking that and became a thing. When I stopped, people were like, oh, I like that even better than your whiskey thing because I showed this to my coworkers all the time. Like, this is Wisdom from Africa. It's crazy, but
Right.
listen to the wisdom, right? So so be you. Authenticity is what I would advise. Be authentic, right? Don't try to be somebody you're not because that's not gonna happen.
So authenticity as well as consistent.
Yeah, be consistent. If you decide you're gonna post once a week, post once a week.
Right.
Right. If you're gonna put once a month, post once a month. But don't confuse folks.
Right. Agreed.
So,
I agree with that. All right. Next question is, what video are you both most proud of and why? I'll let you answer first, Jack.
I don't know. I really don't. I think there is a video of me on Beyonce's internet where I tried to do a chip challenge.
A chip challenge.
Yeah, the hot chip challenge.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
After drinking whiskey, and that was on Monday Sucks. And I have people, we use that picture to do our first barrel pick because the proof was so high. I mean, look at how
Oh.
hot it was. And when I tell you, I almost died on camera. I died on camera, and it was not right. That hot chip challenge was not for me. I was not ready for it. I cried online. I laid down. I had people send me pictures of me, crying online because I just had snot and all. I'm talking snot and all. I didn't crawl under the video, the camera. I didn't crawl up to go get some milk because I'm like, but that was probably one of the biggest moments that a lot of people were like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I just was not ready.
So you just ended up as a bunch of memes across the.
Oh yeah, I was packing some stuff last time. I saw somebody send me like a Christmas ornament. I had my picture on it, just crying because I just had just snot and all. It was not pretty. It was not.
Oh
pretty.
my God! See, I'm gonna have to go look for that video. I don't remember that video. I'm gonna have to go look for that one.
You got to go deep, deep, deep. That's like 3 years ago. You got to go deep to find because that's.
Well, I'm gonna click on. I'm gonna sort it by oldest. That's what I'm gonna do. Work my way down.
I think it was one chip challenge we called it, and it was, man, was it? It was not right. I did not deserve that. It was
See, that,
one of those.
like you said, that's what happened when you do stuff that's outside of your natural things like this happen.
Yeah.
Well, the video I'm most proud of, I would say would be actually my second vlog that I did, because it included a bar crawl. And it was my first vlog where I traveled and actually did a bar crawl. And it was on the Wonder of the Seas. And I actually was proud of that one. One, because I was able to get some people that I didn't know to participate. Two, I was able to share information with those individuals and then also still maintain those relationships today. In addition to, I believe that video is in like my top 3 videos that I have, period. So I guess I did something right with that video. But that was one video I'm most proud of. It included my family. It included other passengers on the actual boat. It included individuals contacting me when they're doing other cruises to see if I'm cruising so I can do a bar crawl. So I would say that was the one that I'm most proud of right now from a all around holistic perspective. I can tell you my spirit reviews vary because it depends on what I'm actually reviewing. I still think that there's a lot more work that I can do when it comes to my spirit review actual presentations from a YouTube perspective. But yeah, I think I did my best with the bar crawl.
That's good.
All right.
I want to do one. I planned in 2019. A cruise invited me. They wanted me to do a tasting on a cruise, and then the pandemic hit, and they couldn't do it. But I want to do one. So if you have contact, let's see if we can get together and do one together because I can get a few brands behind us.
Okay.
But I never cruised a day in my life. I've never been on a cruise. And
are you serious? You've never cruised?
And I've traveled around the world, and I tell you what, it must be the slave DNA in me. I just could not. I've never been on a cruise. Like I've done, like, I was in the Bahamas. I done the little private boat trip.
Yeah.
In Hawaii, I went and saw. I did a private yacht and went and saw some whales. Some dolphin. But I never just took my luggage and went. That's it. For 5 days, I'm gonna be at sea. Never. Ever. Never been on a cruise.
Oh yeah. Well, let me tell you, I'm booked on either cruises or destinations all the way through October of next year. So I'll get with you.
Yes.
Outside of this,
I
and I'll let
just
you
want
know.
for the you can keep the money. I just want the experience just to see what does that look like because because everybody that been on a cruise came back and told me whomever did the tasting lied so much because those people that I do things for and they're like, this person said this, Jack. I was like, I was texting you, Jack. I said, just lies. And they will always tell me that no, I didn't really like it, or some of them because I've only like a Scotch class on a cruise or just a whiskey in general. Like my major class is called Whiskeys from Around the World, and it's just we travel. But I really want to do it just for the experience and say I actually cruised because Lord knows I never been on a boat.
You have to get on one. You have to get on one.
I do. And for all the people watching, this y'all exclusively. I put the link in of the video where I almost died on camera. Just for y'all. I usually don't put anything in, but I copied the link and I shared it in the chat for y'all. If you click on that link, you go to the video that showed me trying to do the one chip challenge with my old partner and how I died doing it.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna be looking at that.
Definitely. So I put it in in the chat just for y'all. So you don't say I never gave you anything.
Okay. Oh, okay. So let me see. Next question, and then we'll get back to the comments. What was some of your biggest challenges?
Being Black.
Okay.
The other thing is honing in your craft. Right. I see too many people walk into tastings and make up stuff.
Right.
Now, I'm somebody who have done Toastmasters. I've practiced a lot. I have an accent, right? I'm aware of it. So when I have to talk to people about things, I don't make it about the whiskey because a lot of people don't understand. This is not about the whiskey. It's about connection, folks, bringing people together. So you have to be a really good storyteller. That was what made it easy for me. But the biggest challenge, truly, in this industry, is who opens the door for you.
Right.
The crab in the barrel mentality in this industry is so huge, right? Opening door for others is not something people do. So when someone does it for me, I praise them to the highest level. A lot of folks just hold things to the chest because it took them so long for them
Right.
to get in. They're like, why you ain't just gonna walk in here.
Right.
And when they see you do your stuff, there's a little sense of jealousy sometimes where it's like, oh, you good at what you do. You gonna come take my space now.
Right. Right.
So there is this spirit of, opening the doors are closed. A lot of doors are closed. So you have to email, re-email, follow up, tuck and jive a little
Right.
bit, trying to be friend with X, Y, and Z, try to be nice to people, can't say this, can't do this, code switch a few times before somebody goes. You see a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
that get opportunities all the time. Oh, we invited you, you're a content creator, we invited you to come on distillery tour. It took me 4 years before I
Wow.
got invited into one. And I had way more following than those people. I was putting way more content than those people. But then it's like, no. And you're
Right.
like, I shower. I don't stink that bad. And my stink is not that bad. And I know a lot about whiskey and I will create content. Can you? No, it always took somebody who knows somebody who said, hey, would you let Jack in? It's
Right.
never on my own merit of, you know what, we think you're doing so well, which makes you doubt about your own ability.
Right.
So
Yeah.
somewhere you turn around and say, maybe I should create my own table, right? That's why when you're asking me about advice, I say, don't wait.
Right.
Start building, because if you wait till you get to that point, you're
Right.
gonna knock at doors, and I tell you what, you're gonna be knocking for a while, because unless somebody come in and say, hey, T is XYZ, she cool people,
Yeah.
people just gonna look at you like you got three head. They don't care.
Yeah. It's
So,
the same in corporate America.
oh
It's
yeah,
you want somebody to say your name when you're not in the room. It's like having a sponsor. Someone else has to validate you in order
but
for
again, it goes both ways, right? Because it takes one person to not like you,
yeah.
and then all the doors start closing.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous place sometimes, because you're like, you don't even know what to say, what not to say, because sometimes the one wrong thing and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You're no longer cool now. So
Right. And all it does is take one thing to say.
correct.
Just one thing.
That's why I tell people I went from being the bad boy of whiskey and just say things just the way they are to putting a little water in my wine to just calm it down a little bit.
Right.
I'm still going to tell the truth. That's the way it is, but more, or more tempered than before.
Oh my
If you
God.
go back and watch some of my Monday sucks, there's some brains still today that won't talk to me because I just came on and I said, "Your whiskey suck. I don't like you.
Oh
I don't
my
like the
God.
whiskey. I don't like how you make it.
So they just banned you.
Yeah, you're never going to make whiskey I'm gonna drink again. As a matter of fact, I don't even like you as a person. I would just go off and I didn't change. I didn't change my life around. I didn't met whiskey Jesus. So
Whiskey Jesus. Oh my God. But yeah, I mean, everything you're saying is true. Everything is true.
not everything true get you some truth get you in trouble now. So you gotta
That's
just gotta
true.
keep it tempered, and but
Yeah.
still, be again authenticity. You gotta be authentic to you yourself, and really, really be
Right.
you. Stop not trying to be somebody else that you're not.
Right.
That's never. People will find, if you're a fraud, people would know. People would
Yeah.
know.
That's
People would
true.
know.
That's
So
true. They'll figure you out. They'll
yeah.
figure you out quickly. Your favorite couple says hello. Welcome in, Shelton and Key. Let me see. We're checking for some other questions, and then I think we just have about 3 or 4 more questions left.
Okay.
Meet and I says, He sees that African family dynamic is still there. We all got them truth-telling uncles.
Oh yeah, we do.
Uh, he says, when you said don't confuse folks, he said hashtag bolder. That's his term of saying that's some real strong. That's a real strong point there. Let me see. Okay, I see your link. Crew, they work hard. This is a controversial cruise and said this is a great live. He was speaking about some of the international crew on the cruise. Yeah. He said there's a lot of international workers on the cruises. I'm a friend, honestly, but a lot of the Carnival crew. So there's folks that are, and some of the folks that are in the comments, they are avid cruisers. So you're gonna have to get on a cruise.
Put me in, coach. Put me in. Put me in, coach. I'm here for it. You know, like somebody told me, I said, you're gonna learn if you're seasick or not, if you're, but you got to do it. And I said, put me in, coach. I'm here for it. Put me in.
All right. Cruz Bolero says she is enjoying this interview. All right. So what were some of your who were some of your inspiration coaches or partners while on your journey? Like who were your right-hand person, the person who you can cry on the shoulder, go to for advice, someone who could speak sense into you? Did you have anybody that was a part of your life during your journey?
Yeah. I was lucky. I met a few folks. Some still in my life, some not, because again, we are in people business and things change and evolve. I had a sister of mine. She said she'll stop saying her name on podcast now because people go look her up, and she's like, stop saying my name on podcasts or places because you give me praise, but people look for me, and then people start reaching out. I don't know how to help these people, so there is this.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
Nope, she doesn't. She don't want that. She like to stay incognito. She likes to be in that corner there. But she's somebody who worked in tourism and have been around the industry. And when I came in, when no one will open the door for me, she was really gracious to say, "Hey, I know a few folks. You already have the raw talent. You just have to go in there and just show them what it is." So I'm always grateful for her for opening a lot of those doors for me, especially on the Kentucky scene where things can be tough sometimes. I still yet to crack the European scene, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But the Kentucky scene, people I've met, there's a lot of people that I can't even name, because again, all those people are not out there.
Right.
A lot of people that I know on a peer level, they all want something, right?
Right.
Everybody is fake nice just so they say they know you and they're close to you. So but I would say someone like my biggest one of the people at Heaven Hill, right? Heaven Hill has been a great partner. One of the things I'm excited about it. I've done it for the last 3 years, are my dinner series, Afrofusion, African food meets whiskey, where I take African food and I bring whiskey in. We create cocktails. I bring in minority mixologists to actually bring culture and whiskey culture and African culture in one scene, where we elevate the African cuisine conversation and the whiskey conversation as well. So Heaven Hill have been so gracious to always work with me and push me to actually do more of those. Angels Envy, same thing, right? Just those two. When it comes to brands, I would say, PR agencies, they're not my favorite because they always try to make you do free work. But there's a couple PR agencies that were people that reach out to me and say, "Hey, we want you to come to the distillery. We'll pay for your travel. We'll make sure you come and have a good time." So I'm always grateful for those. Fred, believe it or not, Fred Minnick.
Okay.
Fred
Okay.
is Fred is probably one of, if you don't know him from the outside, you will not know who he is, but Fred is one of the coolest dude you ever meet in your life. I mean, when
Yeah.
I'm talking down to earth, like salt of the earth, pick up the phone, hey man, this X, Y, and Z. He may not always have time, but we'll make a little bit of time.
Right.
Tiffany Barrier.
Tiffany
Barrier,
Baye.
yeah, Tiffany Barrier, the drinking coach. She was one of the judges on Drink Master on Netflix. For
Oh,
somebody,
yes, yes.
for
Okay.
somebody who's always internationally known and always internationally somewhere, I can text Tiffany and say, Tiffany, what, girl, what you doing? Let's talk. I have something I want to run by you. Right? She 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 would never actually say, hey, not respond or not. She may tell you, hey, I'm on the road right now. I can't do this, but I will make sure that
Right.
I'll get back to you. So, there's some of those people that, like I said, when we get to what's coming next, there's a
Mm-hmm.
few things I will announce, and she's part of those things too. And
Right.
and it's about who opened the door for you. And like I said, the cruise thing even started with somebody that I just met at a tasting, and they're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Hey, we doing a cruise thing. Would love for you to be part of it." So I don't feel like I've went far enough in my journey yet. So there's more people that I'm meeting every day. There's more opportunity coming. And of course, as anything, there's a stingy people. There's people that are never going to open the door for you. And there's people that I can pick up the phone and call in. At least send an email to say, hey, I need X, Y, and Z. Can this work? And it'll be a yes or no. Have you ever heard of KBBG?
KBBBG? No. No.
KBBG. So Kentucky Black Bourbon Guild. They're in Lexington, Kentucky, one of the oldest black group in Kentucky.
Okay.
Their president, Rob Betty, and that's another guy that is just, he Rob does not care at all. He just, if he can help, he would. As a black man, is like, if whatever I can help with, I will. Whomever I
Right.
know, you can know. So it's one of those people that, again, I can pick up the phone, just call, say, hey brother, what's happening?
Right. Right.
No questions asked. No, you owe me a favor. No, nothing. It's just, yeah. What can I do?
Yeah, it's hard to find genuine people in the industry. So when you do find them, you got to hold on to them and appreciate them.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Um, what are you most proud of when it comes to your journey?
I
Is it
truly believe Afrofusion is something I'm very, very proud of. To be able to take my culture and take it around, now almost around the world, to show people that there's more to African culture in general. And I said the best way to know someone is through their stomach, whatever they eat. If we can connect on food,
you got that right?
good people, good food, good drinks always make the best trifecta of the joy of life. And Fusion is something I'm very proud of. Taking African food, helping chefs around the U.S. to showcase what they can cook. Um, Mixologists, women, and I love to choose women mixologists to work with them to create a menu, a cocktail menu that have all the seasoning and flavors that we actually get in African cuisine, bringing people together around that. If I show any video of Afrofusion, the room is probably the most mixed, diverse room. And I mean, white folks are out here killing the food even more than black folks. They're discovering something new. And for us black folks, sometimes I say, you may not know your ancestry, but you can taste your ancestry once you have it. And
Right.
that's one of those things where I had this sister that came to one of my dinners. She told me, she said, I know my dad is African. I never got a chance to meet him, but this food I'm eating made me emotional. I,
Oh,
I felt like this is what I should be eating all my whole life. Right. So
right.
it's one of those things where you really bring people closer to a little bit of themselves. And it's not always have to be Mexican food, or not always have to be Chinese food or Thai food or things that have been commercialized. But
Right.
sometimes it's just about you feeling like, you're in the middle of the bayou with your ancestors, still eating things that we're back to. So at my dinners, I make people eat with their hands, just like we do back home. We immerse ourselves in.
Speaking of that, now, I like nails. So
Mhm.
how do I eat with my hands with nails and not, how
So
does that work?
you don't have water and soap.
No, I know it is, but I'm just saying, just the fact of it getting in under.
Those are all vitamins for your nails.
You said vitamins.
Those are all vitamins for your nails. What are you talking about? We got nails in Africa too. We eat with our hands. But
Okay.
as long as you got water and soap, you're good.
Okay. I remember going to a Moroccan restaurant,
Uh-huh.
and we sat on the floor on the pillows and stuff,
Correct.
and at like a little table, and they
Mhm.
washed your hands at the table
Correct.
and gave you all this stuff to eat with your hands, and you just sort of saw all of us was like, because all of us was all dolled up, dressed up, and
Those are all
jewelry
vitamins.
on. We're like, you want us to eat with our hands? And they was like,
Those
yeah.
those
They
are
said, I
all
promise you, we'll
all
get your hands clean
vitamins.
afterwards.
Yeah. Those are all vitamins for your nails.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
That's
know.
that's that's as natural and as authentic as you get is with your nails. That's what it
Okay.
is. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, what kind of advice would you provide those just starting out before we jump into what should we expect from you next?
What kind of advice would you provide to those just starting out? One, there's no right or wrong way. Just do.
Mhm. Right.
Just do. Two, make as many friends as you can.
Right.
Three, you have to choose what path you're taking. If it's for fun or if it's for business.
Right.
You have to choose it because that will determine how you move.
Right.
If it's for fun, do you, boo boo. If it's for business, there's ways you have to proceed. There's, getting your education, doing all these things that you need to do to be ready. You gotta get ready so you don't gotta get ready.
Yeah. Right. Right.
So those are things that I think are important. Make as many friends as you can. You don't know who opened the door for you. And I don't care which color, which gender they are. But
Mhm.
most of all, proceed with caution because respect is way more important than anything else. Because we are in the whiskey business or in the spirit business, people will drink, people will say things, people will do
Mhm.
things, people will act a certain way. Like I say, if there's a mistake that needs to be done, I made it.
Mhm.
People will approach you a certain way. You can fall in temptation sometimes. So know who you are and walk in your own faith. Otherwise, you're going to be dragged around left and right. You will know exactly what you need to do. Do I have to post? Do I have to do this? You're going to ask yourself questions. Stay focused, stay grounded, always.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I heard it from his mouth. I do see one question for you from the chat. Wanston, I'm not understanding your question. What was some of your
I think hardest moment.
hardest moments along your way? I guess
Yeah,
that was answered in the challenge. Your what
yeah,
was some of your challenges?
yeah,
Did
yeah.
that answer the question for you, Wanston? If you can put it in the chat and let me know yes or no. Um, But let's while he answers that, let's get back to what. Let me show everyone your page, and then we're gonna come back and you can share what do you have coming up
Okay.
next. What should we expect from the Hood Sommelier coming up?
Okay.
So hold on one moment. Let me get us over. Let me go to your screen share. Oh,
Screen share.
Yep. All right. There we go.
That is me.
All right. So here, everyone, we got Hood Sommelier. I'm gonna call him Jack. Jack B. Jack B. Now, Jack, say your last name for me, please.
Like a drum roll, Bigadoo.
Bigadoo.
Bigadoo, yeah.
Now, see, that is not what I. Maybe you just said it so fast.
Yeah, but
Something
Bigadoo because you're reading it in French. So B-E is bay, G-U-E is gay, and
Okay.
D-O-U is do. So bag do. That's the what
Okay.
you read. So
Okay.
Bigadoo.
Okay. Now I can remember that. Bigadoo. Okay. There we go. So here's Jack's channel here. As you can see, he has over 530 videos. He has not just videos, but he has videos,
A lot of
short.
interviews. A lot. You want to know about brand? You go to the live one. There
Go
is
to the live
all
one.
the lives are all the interview I've done. I've interviewed as many people in the industry as I can. So from small brand to big brands, you want to know about a brand, chances are I've had them on my channel. That's
Okay.
Stranahan, that's Two World. That's the whiskey I was drinking, the Ganglasso out there. I've had, Keeper's Heart. You think of a brand,
Mhm.
I've interviewed them because for me, it's always about knowing people's story. Glenn Morangi, Chapter 7. You may not even know about these brands, but definitely you check out in the lives, you'll see every single brand I've interviewed and some twice because that's how good they are.
Yeah.
So
I think
you
I
will,
saw this one.
yeah, Old Elk is there, 15 stars. Again, Octomorm, that one of my favorite there. Hardin Creek. I even do interviews in French because they're like, well, we want to talk to you, but we are in Cognac. I said, welcome. I can speak French too. Let's do it.
All
So
right. So you just have like a closed caption on there for people like us who don't
yeah, I think the
feel like they
auto
want to speak
closed
French.
caption comes out after you post it. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I
Okay.
just 15 Mountains, Mystic. Some brands are very small, but it's again about telling that those brands story, making sure that we know who they are. So if you are trying to get a bottle or trying to get something, but you're not sure yet, chances are I've interviewed them. I've
Right.
interviewed them.
Okay.
Trust me, I've done a lot of
Yeah,
interviews.
this is a lot. This
Yeah,
is a lot.
Garrison Brothers is down
Oh,
there.
Bardstown. Okay.
Barstown, yeah, Barstown came twice because Barstown was just up there. I had Sagamore, Laws,
Okay.
Blue Note.
Oh,
I
Blue
mean, you
Note.
think of it,
Okay.
I've had them, and then obviously my show that I used to have a couple
Okay.
years back. Yeah,
The cookout.
so that's interesting because I realized that at every February,
Mm-hmm.
everybody want to talk about black brand, but no one makes time to talk about black creators. So I
Right.
actually took a time to have a cookout so we all can talk about why is it that these people don't give us opportunity? Because we see a lot of black brand coming out,
Right.
but those black brand do never seek black content creator to talk about their whiskey, and that was a
Well,
problem for me.
yeah. Well, I can tell you that there's Meat and I that was in the audience a little earlier. I don't know if they're still there, but he buys nothing but black owned spirits. His whole living room is filled with nothing but black owned spirits. So whatever cocktails or whatever he may see me make, he'll just replace it with a black owned spirit of whatever spirit it is, whether it's vodka, gin, rum,
Okay.
whiskey, bourbon, scotch, whatever it is. Um, and that I would say that is one content creator that I interact with on a steady basis that I can say that actually promotes black owned
Yeah,
spirits all
what
the
I
time.
what I really want to see, is more if E40 is coming up with a whiskey, champagne, and that E40, we don't care. Find a brother or sister that is in a domain do an interview with them, come on their channel, send them a product with your PR agency so they have that in their hand to talk about. Every time there is a black owned, and that again, you see, I told you when I start, mine goes sideways because I tell it how it is. I've
Mhm.
been here 5 years. Beside Fawn Weaver, there's never been a black spirit that came out. There's maybe two of them that came out because they're small enough and somebody told them to actually contact me. But
Mhm.
there's never been either celebrity or not beside Woodson, right? Woodson and another brand that actually say, "Hey, brother, I see what you're doing. I'm gonna send you a bottle. If you like it, if you don't." But none of them come up with anything and chose their folks to, to do what we do and
Right.
praise them and tell their story.
Right.
And it annoys me to the core.
Right.
It's like having your own kid go outside and call somebody else mom. Like, what's wrong with you?
Right. Right.
I'm right here. So it just annoys me. And that's what my biggest pet peeve with the industry is
Right.
minority black owned brand needs to do better
Right.
on making sure that when you get a product out, let us talk about it.
Right. Right.
We ain't gonna be popping it at the club, but we gonna talk about it professional.
Mm-hmm.
And as a matter of fact, pay us while we talk about it.
Right. Now that's because I can tell you, Meat and I, they will drive out to the black owned
And they're
distillery,
doing it.
so
You,
forth,
me, and I,
everything.
you hearing it from me, you are doing the Lord's work. You are doing the Lord's work, and may God bless you. But one of the things after bringing six Bourbon Judge, Black Bourbon Family, Jones and Man, after bringing all these folks, what we drinking, they're in DMV. Those are all black owned YouTube channels that started even before me or are doing great. And I say the one common thing we derive out of this is if you don't want our help, we also gonna sit here and look at you. You do you, and we gonna do us.
Right.
Because if the white man is writing out a check to do this, and we don't even like their whiskey, and we want to help our own, and you don't want it, good for you.
Right.
We gonna stay out, but we ain't gonna chase you. We're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna seek you out in the name of our, skin folks. That's not gonna happen
Right.
because we've done that. We've supported. We've brought the brand out. Not even a thank you. Sometime you will never get from these brands. So absolutely not. I say people are like, oh, you never talk about Gran Caminos. I say Kevin Hart have a lot of money. He can write us all a check to talk about Gran Camino.
Right. You're right. You are right. You are right. So what can we expect from the Hood Sommelier going forward?
Um, a few more interviews coming. I'm trying to switch it up more where we are getting more international views of spirits, more women to bring on a channel. So a lot of interviews. So I usually announce all my interviews. I'm terrible right now at making sure I create a community. But all of y'all here, if you can go follow my channel, drop me a line, let me know I don't interact so much, but that's because my life is life in right now. But I promise you, I'm working on a studio, which will help me actually start streaming to actually have conversation with the people that are following me. So I'm working on it. But for now, I'm outside trying to
Right.
create authentic events that can actually bring a little bit of coin in so we can buy new cameras, we can maintain things here.
Right.
So I post a lot, but I think I want to bring more of the global view of that. We just got done with the Ascot Award. June 2nd is going to come the final that we judge of me, Tiffany Barrier, Brad, Fred Menick. We're going to be on the Spirit Network showing
Oh,
how we actually judge. It's a room filled of people that are just like you and I, and that are amazing at what they do. Um, Whiskey Live, London. I'm going international this year in September. I'm going to Whiskey Live London. Chances of us preparing also a special dinner there. We taking Africa to London. We are going to bring them a dinner there, and my first international gig is happening this year. Canada, they have the YUL rum in Montreal. Montreal have a big rum festival, so I'll be there as well
Okay.
for festival for the people around Kansas and Missouri. Prepare yourself. Something may be coming on that area. I'm not sure yet. If you know of a distillery that is in Missouri,
Mhm.
Kansas, keep your eye open. There is a few things that I'm working with them for us to actually have something nice. I'm trying to do something in the South again. Not sure yet, but right now this year I'm trying to target dinners to go my Afrofusion dinner to do Chicago, LA, and New York. So I'm trying to do three major city from now until next year. So I'll really we will see how it goes. We'll see
Okay.
how it goes. But that's what I got for now.
All right. Well, that's enough. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. And going international is very that is the key right there. So how did you feel when you had your first international association or event or whatever? Which event was that? Because I know you've
No,
been
that would be
yeah.
like that would be my first major event. Like that would
Oh,
be because when I did first is again spend my own money, went to
ah,
Paris, and I actually did whiskey. No, it's not whiskey exchange. There, whiskey shop Paris was gracious enough to say, "Hey, you can do a tasting here." Brought a bunch of young professional French, and we did a tasting there. So you know that was fun. But
that
then I'm
was
like, oh, that's an open door to do more
right,
in
right.
internationally. Yeah, that international market is kind of tough too because you're coming from outside,
Yeah, yeah.
trying to get into the market. So not a
Okay.
lot of people, are excited to see you there unless they know you,
Right, right,
and obviously now you actually know exactly what you're into, what is there, and what when I tell you, the people in London, so gracious, so gracious. Like, oh, I've been following you for a long time. I just ask. All I did is just ask. Like, hey, again, I wake up every day. I tell people I think I spend more time just asking.
right,
Like, hey, I really would love the opportunity to do X, Y, and Z. Is there any chance? And then you
right,
hear them go, yeah, or say no, or they just don't answer you.
right, right.
So most of the time is about asking. I just wake up and ask, and usually if there's space for two, I say, hey, I have this person too. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure I would love to take them along with me.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh yeah. And sometimes people, obviously call with recommendations. That's why I ask everybody when they're in the industry, which state are you in? Because
Right,
if there's something in your state, I don't gotta come there.
right, right,
You talk to this person that live in this state, give them that check. They it'll be a good contact for you in that state. I've done it with a lot of brands.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, oh, one
Oh, that's
last
that's a
question.
good question. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
If you could start your own whiskey, what would it taste like? What would be an example brand wise?
So I've always been obsessed with independent bottlers,
Mm.
right? Because in Scotch, obviously, independent bottling is a big deal. Um, if I had my brand, I would call it euphoric.
Euphoric.
Yeah,
Oh wow. That
euphoric.
sounds like it'll get you to do a couple of things.
Hey, hey, I think one of the importers that no one pays attention to, which I think he's a French guy that immigrated here. He has PM Spirit. His name is Nicolas. He has
Mhm.
PM Spirit. PM Spirit bring probably one of the best cognac, Armagnac in the country, and he have a specific taste about him. He just started bringing tequila in the thing, but he's an importer, and he really helps small little farms, right?
Mm.
So if I had to create whiskey today, I would want my whiskey to come from Africa. I want it to,
Okay.
to be so different and so weird because no one is reinventing the wheel, obviously, but terroir is a big deal, right? People don't
Right.
understand how terroir is big. That's why Irish whiskey can be so simple yet diverse. The
Right.
terroir is a big deal, where the grains come from, the type of influence it is. I always look for an experience. I had to stop describing whiskey a certain way because I had people send me a message going, "Hey, dude, you're talking about whiskey like you're about to make love to it. You need to stop." So I had to, but when I'm tasting my whiskey, I feel like it's a one-on-one relationship. I'm having an experience with my whiskey. So that's
Mm.
what I want people to experience. Come in, have a euphoric moment with me, right? Let's dive in from the nose to the taste to the finish. Can you wear this as a perfume? Did you feel something when you had this whiskey?
Right. Right.
Right. So that's why, it's not about technically the whiskey or the brand itself. I joined the Scotch and Malt Society because I wanted to take a moment and just when I was studying and training my palate, especially when it came to Scotch, I joined the Scotch and Malt Society not because of what they're producing. It's because every bottle only comes with age, origin, and maturation process. That's it. There's no other things.
Right.
So when you sit there, it's you, your palate, and you.
Right.
You got to decipher all the notes, decipher everything. Nope, add some water to it, reduce it down, see how is it that it feels. And I love that experience. I could have one glass of whiskey, but by the
Hmm.
time I'm done, I had a whole experience with whiskey.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that would
I
be
meet Nada answered your question. He said that sounds good. I said, bro, that sounds good. And let me tell you, if you make euphoric, I'm gonna be looking out for it because it sounds like because I've seen you, review certain whiskeys and stuff, and I just go, he just gets so into it,
yeah.
like, woo,
Literally somebody told me there was a man that sent me a message said my wife started watching your channel for the wrong reason. I say I don't want no smoke, bro. I don't want no smoke. I'm good.
oh my gosh. Well, everybody make sure. Oh, thank you, Armstrong. I am gonna do my thank you notes and songs and so forth. But right before I do, I want to let all of you know, please follow Hood Sommelier, YouTube, IG,
Yeah,
TikTok.
IG is where I post the most, and YouTube is my
Yeah.
second home. So if
Okay.
y'all want to go blow up my IG, is Hood_Sommelier. That's my IG. Go blow it up. I'll put it here in the comment as well. But my official name is there because to be verified, they wanted me to change my name so they can know who the exact I am. So I had to
Okay.
change it to my government name.
Yeah.
But, uh, but it's Hood__ Sommelier.
Yeah.
That is my Instagram. If you look it up, blow it up, send me a message. I promise you I'll respond. I'll be more than happy to actually try to respond. I love when my folks follow me and have something to say. That's where I live most of the time. So don't be shy. Come on in. Make sure you. Oh yeah, you want to go back to the beginning. We said a lot.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah, we about to end trap. Thank you for coming though. But yeah, if you catch the replay, is so much wealth of information. guidance, as well as some tips that would be very beneficial, whether it's in the whiskey industry or not. So, the spirit industry or not. He dropped a lot of wealth of knowledge throughout this interview. Hood also has merchandise. So we didn't talk about your merch. Yeah, we're going to show them the merch too. We're going to show the merch too. Hold on one second. Let me share my
So
screen again.
my tagline is simple: is the truth is barrel proof, right? That's what it is. Is truth is barrel proof. That's my tagline. So I like to remind folks that's what I believe in. So it's hoodsome.com on the truth is barrel proof. You ain't got to buy the expensive one, but if you go down, you got $20 t-shirt. That's the one there. So my favorite shirt is a $12 one down there. Say Hood Sommelier, the truth is barrel proof. I rock that. I always remind folks that I came in this industry raw. So I always say the truth is barrel proof. I want it raw. Give it to me just the way it's supposed to be. And yeah, that's my merch out there. I just put it out there because a lot of people ask me, hey, I want to wear some of yours. So
yep.
I made sure I actually had something for the folks. So
you can
appreciate it. You didn't have to. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. I was looking at it, but leading up to this week, I was like, ooh, I like that tasting glass because I need a specific tasting glass. I actually bought it because you had it. It's a tall one.
Oh yeah,
and it
you're
has
talking about
little cap on it.
The word of whiskey, the wonders of whiskey tasting glass. Yeah.
Yes.
And for all of you, let me see. I can. I'm pretty sure it is here. The wonders of whiskey. I think.
I bought that glass. I was so mad because I had a get together here and someone knocked it off and the stem broke. And I was trying so hard to find a way. Could I glue this back together? Because it was just the base that came, like the base.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should just hold the bottom of the stem from it. But I said, no, I was going to replace it. I just never did. Actually, it just broke, I would say, maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. And so I'll just get the other tasting glass. But the stem doesn't.
I think this one here. If I show you, I'm gonna put it in.
All right, you can share.
I don't know if it's
You can share screen, I believe.
Oh
no?
Yeah, no, I don't think I can. Oh yeah, I can. I think I can.
Yeah,
I can share. I can present. Yeah, but if you if you go on my IG,
okay,
even you can literally I think, yeah, okay, perfect.
Okay, let me see. Let me go to IG.
So if you go on my IG, it's gonna be right here. You can see it here. If you click on this link, it should give you 15% off on the price. So
okay, hold on a second here. Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me put the presentation screen on.
Stop sharing.
There we go.
Yeah.
You see it now?
Yep. So if y'all go here, just go on hoodsome.me on that link right there on
this one here.
No, the link under the must be 21.
Yeah. Okay.
If you click on that, it should give you to all my links that I have around. So if you
yes. Okay.
Did he get you there?
Got the glasses. Yeah. Is it not showing? No,
it's not showing on my side.
Okay, so hold on. Maybe it's because it opened up another window.
Another screen, yeah. So if you go there, then it will show you exactly.
Here we go.
It will show you my beacon. So in my beacon, you can see Wonder Whiskey handcrafted glasses. if you click on that, that link specifically should give you a discount on the price immediately.
There you go, right here.
Yeah,
Yep.
so if you click on it, it will open the screen, and then on that screen, there's two glasses that I use. There's the wisdom glass, which is the American glass. That's a low tip, interesting glass. You see when you go there,
Yes, that's the one.
yeah, you can see immediately the vessel glass right there.
Yeah.
So very interesting, very cool.
Oh, you got a bespoke. You got a
Yeah,
cigar app for
yeah,
those
that's
who smoke
that
cigars.
is my favorite glass to use, the Furor one. So
Okay.
there's plenty of things that y'all can see there. You want to stand out when you go to a tasting, these glasses stand out for sure.
Yeah. I like that black one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So y'all can definitely go check it out.
Check him out. Go follow, subscribe, share, get his merch. I'm checking to see if anybody that came in had anything. Hey, Famous, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Gonna have to catch the replay. But all right, Jack. Well, thank you so much for coming. I'm about to, if you want to stay and listen to me thanking my guest.
Oh
if you
no,
want
I'm
to hear
gonna let you talk with your
music I put
family.
together.
I gotta the queen is calling me. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you gotta get with your
That's my
queen now.
when my daughter is calling. We need to know what's happening. But thank you for having me. For all of you guys here, thank you so much. I love seeing these bright faces here supporting this channel. Y'all keep supporting her. She's doing well. She's doing great. And the least we can do is support someone. You know, you don't have to buy something. You have to spend the money. A little like, a little hello goes a really long way. It keeps people going. So, sister, keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you having me around. And if you ever need anything, just reach out. If I can do it, I'm waiting for you to prepare our cruise so I can go in and you can tag me in, Coach.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Jack.
All right. You have a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. So thank you all for being here, participating, asking questions. Hopefully you got just as much knowledge and information as I did. Anything that was able to help you. Right now, it's time for me to thank those that just now became members. Jamie, you are already a member, so I don't know if you maybe upgraded or you are maybe unjoined and then rejoined a different way, but you're going to get a thank you anyway. And Warmstrong sent a super chat. So we're going to go in the order that I received the actual membership. So this one here is for Rod Point Blank. Let me see that Point Blank Travels. Hold on. Gotta make sure, because you got 11 million channels. Point Blank Experience. All right, so we're about to say thank you.
Come in, keep it in, come in.
And Jamie.
Come in, keep it in, come in.
Thank you for coming in and being a member. And I also want to thank Warmstrong Adventures. Bill, thank you so much for the super chat. Time to start the dancing.
Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Yeah.
All right. Thank y'all so much. I'm glad y'all enjoyed the live. Thank you all so much. He's been on my schedule. I booked him back in February for this date today. And he stayed true. He showed up. And I was just so grateful to it. He has a wealth of knowledge. I've watched him just grow through this industry. just from an external. I don't know him personally. This was actually my first time being able to fully interact with him, virtually, face to face, of course. And his energy that he gives via his platform is the same energy that I see here. So I'm actually happy about that. I'm actually happy I got a chance to share him with you all. How's everybody doing? I'm actually done for the evening. Did anyone have anything else to say other than good night? All right. Okay, I don't see any comments, so I'm going to say thank you, everybody. And I'm going to close out to say thank you. Have a good evening. Be blessed and cheers.
Let's have a toast to that. Let's have a toast for the real